of German tourists, you may have caught news of this, visiting Israel last week, made unfortunate headlines after they decided to rent a car in Tel Aviv and take a drive into Nablus, one of the largest West Bank Palestinian cities. Now, of course, that in and of itself, not an issue, but that visit went horribly wrong as the group was surrounded by suspicious and hostile locals. You see a lot of it caught on footage here as well, and they did narrowly escape, and again, one of them is here to tell his story to us today. I'm joined by Hetzel, the German in Israel right now. I call you a tourist, but we'll get more of your story right now, and I know you're one of the people in that car here, Harold. So first of all, so many questions surrounding the stories. We're watching this from outside. I understand it's not your first time in Israel. You've been here many times before, a strong supporter of Israel. What was your mindset though, your motivation as you drove from Tel Aviv to the West Bank that day?
I've been many times to the West Bank. I was with a friend from Germany there, and usually it was never a problem to go with a rental car from Israel to the West Bank. I have Palestinian friends in Ramallah, in Hebron, Jericho, other places. So
this surprised you? This was not, you've been in there before, this isn't new territory for you. What was different this time? Did you think, what changed? The situation on the ground there changed since your previous visits, or is there something in the way you guys were behaving? What's your read?
I don't know exactly what was different. I think it was more like a really, really bad coincidence that those young guys were there in the minute when we came with the rental car with the where it was visible that it was from Israel, and they somehow thought that we are Israeli.
Did you fear for your lives, in that moment? How bad did it get?
Definitely. Like
what happened in the car, if you can just...
First of all, we arrived to Nablus, and suddenly when we arrived to the city center, after a few minutes, next to us stopped a taxi. 3 young men came out of the taxi and started to yell at us in Arabic, started to knock against our windows. We didn't know what they want, but I opened the window and tried to explain them that we are from Germany, we are tourists, we are not Jewish. We came to visit the city and not to make any problems, but somehow they didn't even listen to us.
Okay, that didn't help.
It didn't help at all. And it was really from one moment to another. It was in a very short time. Then a lot of people came, and they came with street signs and stones and smashed the windows of our car. And there were Palestinian police officers. There was a Palestinian police officer. He gave me a sign to pull over to the side of the street, and I followed him, and there were at all 3 police officers, and they also tried to explain to those people that we are not a target for them, that we are tourists from Germany, but it didn't help. They just won over their own police. They didn't respect their police. The police had not a chance to do anything. They didn't have a backup there. So in some point, the police officer just gave me a sign to drive away as fast as I can.
Is that how you escaped then? Or basically just hitting that pedal, finding a way out, and narrowly escaped?
I really tried to find my way out. It was very hard because there was a traffic jam, so I had to look for spaces, for spots between the other cars in the traffic jam. And really luckily there was a Palestinian guy with an Israeli car who helped us out, who showed us a way in smaller roads, not on the main road, to go out of this situation.
We've less than a minute left, Harold, but has this changed your view on issues here or across Israel, the West Bank? What changed for you now?
It was a really shocking experience for me, and they even had a knife and threatened they threatened us. In this situation, I really had the impression that they want to kill us, and there was so much hate in their eyes. But also, I have Palestinian friends. I know that not all of them think like this, but I think it really shows how problematic some areas in the West Bank are, and that they have so much hate in their education.